Alright, on today's video, we are back at the range to test out another red dot. And this one I'm pretty excited about. If this dot looks a little bit familiar, you're somewhat right. This is the ADE Nuwa Pro. And we've already reviewed the ADE Nuwa. We did an unboxing video, we did a first shots and review video, and then we did a 30-day follow-up review on the ADE Nuwa. And if you've watched those videos, I loved this red dot. But it had one fatal flaw. After it was in your holster for an hour, it was shut off, which made it a really, really bad carry option. I emailed the links to those videos, talked to them over at ADE, and they were like, we've got a new dot coming out called the Nuwa Pro. And that's what we have mounted on this 365 XL. Now, we've already done a video before this one, an unboxing. We went over all the specs of this dot. So if you want to know about the dot, the reticle, and all that, go back and watch that video, because we're not going to go through all that again today. We're out here to test this out, fire a few rounds through it, see what I think. So let's talk about what makes this Pro better than the original Nuwa. This has shake awake, and it has a green dot, and it has a circle around the dot. It reminds you a lot of looking at a Holosun reticle. And one of the other best things about this dot, it is bright. The green that they're using on these dots is a lot brighter than what the red is. If you've watched this channel for a long time, I've reviewed quite a few of ADE's optics. They send these out to the channel for me to test and review. So I'm really excited to have this one. Now I'm going to get into full disclosure. Normally when we do a red dot review, we sight them in on a bag. Well, I wanted to start carrying this dot right away because I am going to do another 30-day follow-up review on this dot. And if you watched one of my videos from last week, you saw that I went and had a range day with Daniel Gott as my judge and the Scotsman. And I fired about 100 rounds through this gun with this dot on there at that range day with those guys. So this dot is already sighted in. We're going to shoot some groups with it at our normal 10-15 yard area here. Then we're going to move over here to the 25 yard range. Well, let's quit talking. Let's start shooting and have some fun. All right, real quick, let's go over all the test ammo we're going to be using today. We've got some 115 grain Winchester white box. We've got some 115 grain CCI Blazers. This is our factory ammo we're going to shoot today. We've got my rounds that I use in USPSA. These are 125 grain Brazos round nose, sitting on top of 4.8 grains CFE pistol. We've got a new reload that I'm actually out here testing today. This is a 124 grain flat point. These are made by Frontier. These are sitting on top of 4.8 grains of CFE pistol. And last, we got one of the rounds that I carry. This is a 124 grain XTP, sitting on top of 4.6 grains of CFE pistol. So these are all our rounds we're shooting today. Alright, we got everything set up. We got a target set up down there at about 10 yards from where I'm standing. We got the camera down there rolling on the target. I want to talk about something that you don't hear brought up a lot in a lot of these videos on YouTube. And it's just something that I noticed just now. I was getting my ears on and my eyes on. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I try to get up here as early as I can. Try to get as much filming done before people start showing up. And it's going to be a beautiful day, so there's definitely going to be people coming in on me today. But something I wanted to bring up about these red dots. When I got the dot turned on and was looking through it, I noticed that there was a lot of fog on it. And it's because I was running my air in my truck ice cold on the way up here. Just something you want to think about. It's a really hot, humid day, so as soon as I got out of the truck, I got a lot of moisture on the lens, which made it hard to see through. Just something to think about. Something we don't ever talk about a lot, But you know, if you were in a situation where you had to jump out of your truck real quick and you're carrying a dot, and I don't want to add more fuel to the fire of people saying, oh, you shouldn't be carrying with a red dot, you should be carrying with iron sights. But just something to think about. Jump out of that truck, you got that air conditioner roaring, you get out into 90, 100 degree weather and the humidity, moisture is an issue with these lenses. All right, we got the 125 grain Brazos bullets loaded up. There's 10 of them in here. Let's shoot our first group. See how it does. All right, they're shooting a little high. I did adjust this when I was at Daniel's house. I need to bring them down a little bit. All right, I made an adjustment to the dot, bumped it down a little bit. We're going to shoot the Brazos again, top left target. There we go. That is a lot better. Yeah, a couple of low ones. I'll take that group out of the 365 XL. A couple will go low, but pretty good group other than that. All right, now we got 10 of the 124 grain Frontier reloads loaded up. This is a round we're actually out here testing today. So since they're here, I want to fire a 10-shot group. We're going to shoot at the bottom right target. Another really good group. Let's talk about this dot for a sec. So as I was telling you, it's got the green 2 MOA dot in the unboxing video. And then I believe it's a 66 MOA circle. So you got those diamonds down there, which they're about 3-inch diamonds. And what I like about it, I can put the dot right in the middle of that target. And that circle actually covers that whole diamond at this 10-yard distance. So I really, really like it. All right, we got 115 grain CCI Blazers loaded up. We're going to shoot at the bottom left target. Camera is down there rolling. Nice. That's probably the best group yet. So it's not saying much about my reloads, is it? Alright, so the sun's starting to come up now. It's right in my face. And I want to talk about what ADE's done here. You know, their red dots, I believe I've probably reviewed 4 different models on the channel now. And their red dots were great, but they weren't as bright, say, as a Holosun or a Swamp Fox. But you're talking about red dots that are half or a third of the price of the Holosun and the Swamp Fox. Now, with these Pro models that are coming out, and I don't know if they're all going to be green. I have another dot that they sent with this one. I haven't unboxed it yet to check it out. But I don't know if it's going to be a green dot also. But I only got this, I've got this one setting down from the high setting out here in this sunlight. And it's just so much easier to see these dots. The ADE dots never really had a real big issue with crispness. The dot was pretty crisp in all of them. But the green in these Pros is perfect. And I don't shoot a lot of green dots. The majority of the dots I shoot are red dots. But I can tell you I really, really like this. Alright, we got a new target set up down there. We got some Winchester 115 grain white box loaded up. We're going to shoot at the top right target. Looked like we had a light primer strike on that one. Typical Winchester for you. And it grouped like crap. Not a fan of Winchester white box. Alright, so that round that didn't fire, let me get you focused in here. There's the primer strike on it. Try to stay away from Winchester ammo unless that's absolutely all they got, because this happens a lot. Alright, I got that Winchester round loaded up again. Let's see if we can get it to fire with a second strike. There we go. Alright, now we got my 124 grain XTP reloads loaded up. These are my carry rounds. I only got 5 loaded up. I don't want to burn up a bunch of my carry ammo. We're going to shoot at the top left target. Well, that's a nice group. Alright, so let's talk about the dot a little bit more. Our round count at this point, we're at about 200 rounds. We've shot about 100 through it already this morning. Shot about 100 rounds through it over at Daniel's the other day. So obviously, we're holding 0 just fine. Sun's up over the trees now. It's right in my face. Dot's nice and bright. Circle's nice and bright. So far, so good. Alright, I brought out a couple of my 15 round mags with me. I got 2 USPSA targets set up down here. We're going to transition back and forth. That one's a giant because I can't get that target to stick to the cardboard. So I had to put it up there on that top frame on the wood. So we'll just pretend we're shooting at a giant on that one. Alright, we got 14 rounds loaded up in the 15 round mags. We're going to fire 2 rounds at each target till we run out. Here we go. Got another light primer strike. Alright, this was our target on the left, all in the A zone, looks good. This is our target on the right, all in the A zone, 1 Charlie. Alright, we got 12 rounds of those reloads loaded back up. We got a piece of steel sitting down here at 25 yards. Let's see how many times we can hit it. Another light primer strike. Alright, we got 10 rounds of CCI Blazer loaded up. We're going to shoot that steel at 25 yards again. See if we get any light primer strikes with the Blazers. Alright, all 10 of those ran fine. I haven't had the firing pin and spring out of this gun for quite a while. Take it out, clean it up. I'm going to inspect that firing pin, but hopefully there's just some crud built up in that channel. Alright, my final thoughts on the ADE Nuwa Pro. I really like this dot. Got a couple 100 rounds on it now. Shot a little over 100 on it today. Shot about 100 on it the other day with Scotsman and Daniel. And so far, so good. It's not losing 0. It's still super bright. Can't say enough good things about it. So do I recommend this red dot for what I did today? and what I did with the range day with Scotsman and Daniel, hell yes, I recommend this dot. Do I recommend it for carry? Can't tell you that yet. We're going to come back. We're going to do a 30 or 45 day review. I'm going to carry this for the next 30 to 45 days. Carry it at work, carry it on the weekends. Come back, we'll do a longer term review, and I'll let you know what I think. I really want to like this dot. I want to carry this dot, and I want to depend on this dot, because I think this will be a great option for someone on a budget who wants a carry gun with an optic. This this green dot is $120. For the money, you can't beat it. Especially if I can carry this thing for the next 30 to 45 days and not have any issues with it. I'd say we got a viable option for a budget red dot. Let's talk about astigmatism. I review a lot of dots on this channel, mostly red dots. I've reviewed very few green dots on here, and I do not see any starbursting with this green dot or the circle, and that seems to be a big problem with a lot of people. I do have slight astigmatism. Every now and then there's certain dots that I get a little bit of a starbursting effect on, but with the green I don't get that. So if you've kind of been on the fence, or you don't like red dots because of the starbursting you see when you're looking through them, go to your local gun store, ask them if you can look through a green dot, and it might change your mind on putting a dot on your carry gun. One other nice thing about this Nuwa Pro, and we went over it in the unboxing video, are the iron sights built into the back of the dot. And they co-witness perfect with the front sight on this 365 XL. So if this dot did fail, at least you got a backup set of irons to use. But please, if you're going to do that, turn your dot off and practice with your irons. So we're going to come back in 30 to 45 days. I'm going to carry this every day at work. I'm going to carry it on the weekends. We'll come back, we'll do another review. I'll let you know what I think and whether I would recommend it for carry. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.